Hi, I must say right away, the author of the video is an opponent of alcohol consumption. The topic of today's video is strange facts about alcohol. Let's go! Alexander the Great organized drinking contests among his soldiers. Alexander the Great once organized a drinking contest among his soldiers. By the time it was over, 35 of the 41 participants had died of alcohol poisoning. In Japan, you go to a bar with your boss. A bar with colleagues and the boss is a popular Japanese tradition that only concerns men, and it is the boss who initiates the event and pays the bill. In a cemetery in the city of Casadaga, Florida, USA, there is a grave bench that has been dubbed the Devil's Chair. Amazing things happen there at night. According to legend, a closed bottle or can of beer left on this bench will be empty by morning. In colonial times, the use of alcohol in presidential elections was strictly forbidden. In colonial times in the United States, it was considered very impolite to ask gentlemen to vote for you for president without first buying them whiskey or rum. Chinese emperors took boat rides on a man-made wine lake. The Chinese Emperor Di ordered a lake of wine to be created with an island that had trees on it, with skewers of roasted meat instead of branches. He sailed across it in a boat. Scientists have found out, the louder the music in a pub, the slower the onset of intoxication in visitors. It has been observed that the louder the music in bars, the more alcohol the customers drink. French children were allowed to drink in school canteens. In 1956, France banned serving alcohol in school canteens to children under the age of 14. Before that, they were allowed to drink up to half a liter of wine, cider, or beer during a meal. In South America, they consume a low-alcohol drink called chicha, the main ingredient of which is saliva. To make chicha, housewives chew cornbread and spit it into a special vat. The enzymes in the saliva activate the fermentation of the bread. The resulting drink has a strength of up to 6%. Sunlight speeds up beer production by 2x. Prolonged exposure of beer to light causes it to produce a substance called stinkthyle, a similar compound produced by skunk glands. Karen Williams, the mayor of Redland, Australia, after holding a video meeting with families of victims of drunk drivers, got drunk after work, got behind the wheel, and got into an accident. There really was an incident like that. The only consolation is that no one was hurt. Absolutely all beers are suitable for vegans. Many British and Irish beers, such as Guinness, are made using dried fish bladders. This makes them unsuitable for vegans. You shouldn't drink champagne during a robbery. In 2014, in a suburb of Paris, a criminal broke into a house and stole money, passports, and a bottle of champagne, which he drank. Police caught him watching TV drunk, good-natured, and unaware of what was going on. The production and sale of wine made from Isabella and similar grapes is prohibited in the US and EU. During the fermentation of Isabella, poisonous methyl alcohol is produced. Methyl alcohol is dangerous to the kidneys and liver. Consumption of this alcohol leads to blindness and can be fatal. People drink alcohol to prevent cancer. Hops contain antioxidants, but you'd have to drink 450 liters of beer a day to feel the benefits. A half-liter glass of lager beer produces about 1 million bubbles. A neatly poured half-liter glass of lager beer produces 200 to 2 0 bubbles. The country with the highest wine consumption per capita is the Vatican. The country with the highest wine consumption per capita is the Vatican. Unexpected, but a fact. In England, since the 19th century, there has been a law prohibiting a pub landlord from calling the police if a customer is very drunk. In England, there is a law against getting drunk in pubs. You can drink, but you cannot be very drunk. In this case, the owner of the pub must call the police. At the American Medical Association convention in 1919, alcohol was described as totally unacceptable for use by children. The country with the highest wine consumption per capita is the Vatican. At this convention, red wine was praised for its amazing results when used as a tonic for somatically weakened children. Only by observing wine in a glass, the French scientist was finally able to formulate his law. The country with the highest wine consumption per capita is the Vatican. Physicist Pierre Bouguer discovered the law describing the attenuation of light when passing through a liquid, while on vacation, looking at the red wine in his glass. The French were treated for intestinal parasites with alcohol. The country with the highest wine consumption per capita is the Vatican. The phraseology "to kill a worm" comes from the French expression "tour lever to kill a worm." It means to drink vodka or white wine on an empty stomach. In the Middle Ages, people believed that this was the way to kill intestinal parasites. The Code of Hammurabi prohibited the sale of beer. The country with the highest wine consumption per capita is the Vatican. The Code of Hammurabi circa 1772 BC prohibited the sale of beer for money. Beer was only allowed to be exchanged for barley. Violators were simply drowned. Thank you for your attention. Come back again. I have many more interesting ideas.